Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, here's breaking news from Yahoo Entertainment. Mumford & Sons frontman tries to steal SNL monologue from wife Carrie Mulligan, or Mulligan if you're playing golf. And then from Huffington Post, Mumford & Sons frontman tries to steal SNL monologue from wife Carrie Mulligan, or Mulligan if you're playing golf. I get to repeat that joke twice. And so it's the exact same headline because it's the exact same article. The exact same article and headline. And so this must be really newsworthy since it's the opening of Saturday Night Live. I'm going to show you how messed up the media is by somehow covering Saturday Night Live in a positive way when it shouldn't be.
They just told me I'm the first English person to ever host this show. And
oh boy.
As I'm saying that out loud, I realize that couldn't possibly be true. Forget I said that.
So this is a, monologue which has been written by a comedy team. I don't know who Carrie Mulligan is. I've never seen her in any movies, but she's been in quite a few because I looked her up on IMDb. Which is odd, but I haven't even heard her name before. But she's hosting Saturday Night Live, and, they have to do this monologue, and she's obviously not a comedian, but neither are any of the people who work on Saturday Night Live.
People in America are always saying the nicest things to me, like, I loved you in Brokeback Mountain.
They go heavy on the laugh track here. This is just the... these are the jokes that are supposed to, when you start off the monologue, you have to hook people in, right? If you're a comedian, you have to come in with something to get people to laugh, or it gets really uncomfortable really quickly, right?
And I used to say, oh, sorry, that's Michelle Williams.
Now, she kind of looks like Michelle Williams, but this is, again, cringeworthy. It makes you uncomfortable when somebody's struggling to do something they're bad at, right? Which happens all the time in these monologues when people who aren't funny, with writers who can't write comedy, who can't write jokes, produce these uncomfortable monologues. This is one of the worst.
But now I just say, thank you. I am Michelle Williams.
That was just a huge laugh track, a burst of laugh track, right? So it's really uncomfortable. It gets really uncomfortable, bad jokes. And then her husband, who is the singer for Mumford & Sons, shows up. So this is the headline, right? They put this not only in Huffington Post or in Yahoo News, but many of these online publications decided to reprint this article of this horrible monologue.
It's me, Marcus Mumford, from the band Mumford & Sons.
Yes.
So obviously this is staged, right? This is something where he came with her and they decided to use him in the monologue. This has all been scripted and written, but the way the headlines read, we'll go back to that in just a moment, this is some organic event that happened.
Where are the kids?
I left them with the Sons. Couldn't miss this for the world. You're gonna smash it, really.
So they've established that he's an irresponsible parent, and somehow they flew all the way from England, where he's supposed to be watching the kids, or whatever, and she doesn't know that he's there.
Not needing anyone, I'm very happy to do it.
That's generous, but I think we've got it covered.
Really, I have my guitar, just so...
And so, this is the, what the articles are talking about. He's trying to steal his wife's thunder by bringing his guitar and showing up during her monologue and trying to, steal the woman's thunder, the man, the bad husband.
I would just like to say a massive thank you to the...
So she starts to talk and he starts playing the guitar.
Come on, you're being that guy who takes his acoustic guitar out at a party.
People love that guy.
And so again, this isn't funny, it's staged. It's just like wasting your time. It's cringeworthy, it's so bad. When somebody tells a story, like a really bad story, but they think it's funny, and you're sitting there and you have to give them some sort of a mercy laugh, and maybe the person's dumb or younger than you in some way or whatever, at least on a soul level, and you just got, yeah, it was a great story. It's like you got to humor them because it's so uncomfortable, and the person, when they realize how bad, if you reflected back how bad the story was and how much they failed at, saying something interesting or doing something that you wanted to hear, that they just didn't waste 5 minutes of your time telling you a story that has no point and no, And then this is how these monologues go. They just waste your time. Like, people are tuning into Saturday Night Live. There's nothing funny here. It's uncomfortable. They have, this is scripted. They have writers who are putting this together. And so this is, something you just ignore. Wow, Carey Mulligan sucked on her monologue, right? I mean, that's what everyone should look at it like, hey, she just wasted our time. Nothing to see here. It's not newsworthy, but here it is being covered as news with these headlines that are, completely misleading. Mumford & Sons frontman tries to steal SNL monologue from wife Carey Mulligan. And this is what it says here. Carey Mulligan was sailing along in her monologue. That's just inaccurate. Like, if you're a reporter, like, to say that she was sailing along, that is a complete lie. I mean, she was floundering in an uncomfortable, poorly written and delivered unfunny monologue. In her Saturday Night Live monologue debut, when up popped her husband, Marcus Munford, who apparently was supposed to be home taking care of the 2 kids. Like, they're covering this like it actually happened, right? But let's go to the Yahoo News one. Carey Mulligan was sailing along in her Saturday Night Live debut when up popped husband Marcus Munford. It's the exact same wording because it's the exact same article being covered by 2 online news publications, and it's not true. What Mumford & Sons frontman really wanted to do was perform on stage where Mulligan, Best Actress nominee and Best Film contender, Promising Young Woman, a film I'm not going to see, was talking. The 3-time SNL musical guest even had his guitar with him. And then they go into this thing. You're being the guy who takes his acoustic guitar out at parties. Or you're being the woman and he's being the husband, and Saturday Night Live is being the writers who put on a time-wasting, unfunny monologue that's staged and cringeworthy and has political motivation. And the only people that are, they're making this happen, right? It's the writers and the, whoever designed this concept that decided to pull her husband into this monologue, right? Like, they're the ones mansplaining stuff. And you see, these are the articles that all use this text here. It says here, Celebrity Land, Yahoo News, Yahoo Sports, YouTube, and these various other publications published this same article with the same text, right? With the same, like, this is newsworthy. Like, this was something that was newsworthy, and you should, and they're covering it like it actually happened. And that this husband tried to, usurp his wife and step on her big Saturday Night Live moment by showing up with his guitar. And this cringeworthy performance. It shows you how complicit they all are in sucking. Like, this is not funny. Saturday Night Live sucks, right? It's horrible. Like, there's nothing funny here. She's going to go on to be in a bunch of unfunny sketches. I haven't watched any of them. That are politically motivated, and there's a social agenda behind them. And the media is giving this cover. It's like how committed they are to sucking. Everybody's committed to sucking. The media is committing to just, parodying each other with the same news article that's about a fictitious thing that was poorly acted and poorly executed, not funny, which it was supposed to be funny, not entertaining, and has some social implications because it's just another man trying to steal his wife's thunder, and they're rolling with this. And it's written in a way like you're stupid enough when you might be, like maybe you might not be, but someone might be, to believe that this actually happened, that this guy flew out from England, left the kids behind, and pulled out his guitar and tried to steal his wife's, with this horrible laugh track behind them. And so again, the commitment to sucking right now in terms of our civilization, like this is one of the major signs of the apocalypse, where you should say, wow, that sucked really bad. It's embarrassing. You're embarrassing human beings, in all of it. And so, yeah, so that's Saturday Night Live. So speaking about a commitment to sucking, here's Angelina Jolie. This was trending on YouTube Trends. Those Who Wish Me Dead is the name of the movie, and she is, apparently still making them.
Why'd they put you in a fire tower?
Yeah, why would they put her in a fire tower? Why would you put Angelina Jolie in a fire tower? She is, a crazy, maleficent actress who, is really unathletic and incapable of doing anything along the lines of being a professional firefighter. But let's cast her in this movie.
Well, I'm just lucky, I guess.
That's what you're starting off as, this cliche joke? She's just lucky, she guesses. Again, the sucking thing.
I read the wind wrong. I should have gone to them.
So apparently she's responsible for some tragedy. She read the wind wrong, and she set these firefighters down inside the blaze, and there was a tragedy, and she feels responsible for it. Not the people that put Angelina Jolie in charge of, fire-related stuff.
Then you'd be dead too.
They all died, and it's her fault, she thinks. So this is, this cliche redemptive. How many times have you seen this in a movie? It starts off where somebody is responsible for a tragedy. At least they think so. And they got to redeem themselves. They had some failure. Something bad happened. They couldn't control it. They couldn't stop it. Not on my watch. Well, it was on your watch. And it haunts them. And that's how they set up the premise of the movie. You've seen this probably 100 times, in various movies. And she's got to redeem herself. She's got a chip on her shoulder. She's got to prove to herself, she isn't the loser and failure she thinks she is.
That's our job.
It's her job to die. Something tells me she's going to die at the end of this thing. Or not. If she isn't already dead. She sees a kid walking across the field, but since it's foreboding music, it must be something else. Something else is going on here.
Hey, stop! I'm not gonna hurt you. I want to.
Somehow she ran down from the tower. This kid started running when she saw him, and she ran down the tower and caught him because she's such a great athlete, like a 6-story tower that has a ladder. But she, this kid's so slow, she outran him, came down the ladder and caught him. Not because, she's out of breath because, she's not an athlete and she's like in her 50s.
I want to see where the blood's coming from. It's not my blood.
You in trouble?
Whose blood is it?
Trouble?
His dad is being shot here. And, some guy, they set this up as some kind of a hit. And this kid got away, which we're going to see. I'm going to fast forward here because it's so bad. But she's, she's going to save him. This is like Tom Hanks made a movie like this where people who have made questionable decisions about children end up saving them, right? Actresses and actors are now the heroes in saving children. Tom Hanks, right? There's a lot of questions about him, so they made a movie where he's saving children.
Give me something else to worry about.
These guys are bad guys. They're going killing kids and starting fires.
And you're going to keep running.
She knows about fire. She's not going to lose another one after her debacle.
Hold
it! There's a lot of stuff going on here that, just absolutely shows you that they don't care about anything anymore in terms of sucking, right? Angelina Jolie as some sort of an athlete, she's just uncoordinated and weird looking, like lanky, and when you get older, there's none of this stuff, right?
and lay back. What happens next?
She's going to take on the bad guys in the fire and win. You know, it'd be great if they stuck a Mumford and Sons song in here. We need some Mumford and Sons.
You're looking right in the eye.
And kick some ass. Those who wish me dead. There's people that wish her dead. You know what? Like, I don't know, Americans? And so again, the commitment to sucking, right? Why is she still making movies? And why is she making action related? Why is she an action hero? Why is she a firefighter? And why are you spending all this money on making something that obviously is going to suck? Like the trailer sucks, and you know she sucks, and all of the movie's going to suck, right? So speaking of sucking, John Oliver calls out Biden for not signing refugee form. Pick up the effing pen. And so again, Joe Biden is slowly being, targeted. I think at some point they're going to have to roll out Kamala. We'll see what happens here. But, the honeymoon's over. When liberal media starts to cover Biden like he's an actual politician and can take criticism, then it's over because the guy's not going to hold up. He's not going to hold up because of his, his sucking, right? And this is, what are the ways you can tell your civilization is collapsing? Because of the level of suck, right? When you just turn on the computer and you look at the headlines, and I see this on a daily basis, it's either staged or it's embellished and it's, it's all lies. But the bottom line is it's 100% suck, right? Like this is, America right now where everything just sucks and it's just... Why? Why are you guys wasting people's time by just absolutely underperforming and doing a bad job and sucking on every level? And so here he is here.
He just needs to sign a piece of paper. And for a guy who clearly wanted to be the person who restored the soul of America, it is past time for him to look deep into his own, pick up a pen and do the right thing.
Kablam! More sucking. Where were you when he was running for president? Only spirituality will save this world, John Oliver. It's Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalaughs and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.